You are now on planet Earth. You've been trained and prepared for your mission today, and the final touches are being made to the massive spacecraft that will take you to your destination, Jupiter. You've just taken the first small step in your long journey, and now you're in space, orbiting Earth. The first thing you need to consider in this mission is the very long time you'll spend in your spacecraft before you reach Jupiter, because the average distance between Earth and Jupiter is about 440 million kilometers, and the travel time may take up to 5 years. However, for example, the Voyager 1 spacecraft reached and passed by Jupiter in about 1.5 years, because its destination was far beyond Jupiter, so it passed by the planet at very high speed. But if your destination is Jupiter itself, you need to approach slowly enough to enter a stable orbit around the planet. If you arrive too fast, you'll just fly past it and won't be able to stop. Now back to our journey. After 7 months of travel, you'll pass by a familiar object that will briefly comfort you in your long and lonely trip, Mars. Then you'll spend a whole year before reaching the next closest destination, the asteroid belt. Passing through it could either be smooth and beautiful or difficult and terrifying. After that, you'll spend more than 3 years traveling through the vast, empty and silent space until finally you reach your destination. Now comes the most anticipated part. You'll take one last look at planet Earth to hold on to a piece of home, and then your journey into Jupiter begins. You activate your advanced spacesuit and begin descending into Jupiter. At 250 kilometers above the surface, you enter the first layers of the atmosphere, made of ammonia clouds. You'll still be able to see sunlight, but unfortunately, it won't help much. The temperature here is around minus 150 degrees Celsius, and the pressure is about half an Earth atmosphere. After descending about 15 kilometers through the ammonia clouds, you'll reach the second layer of Jupiter's atmosphere. Dark brown clouds made of ammonium hydrosulfide. Here the sunlight becomes dim, like sunset on Earth, and the atmospheric pressure begins to climb. Add to that the extreme winds, which can reach over 480 kilometers per hour, because Jupiter is the fastest rotating planet in the solar system. Its day is only 9 Earth hours long. The deeper you go, the darker it becomes, and the higher the pressure gets, just like diving into the deep ocean. At the end of the second layer, complete darkness surrounds you, and you enter the third layer, made of white water clouds, similar to those on Earth. The only source of light here is the lightning, which strikes with 1,000 times more power than lightning on Earth. Fortunately, your suit has night vision, so you activate it to see what's around you. At this point, the pressure is about 5 Earth atmospheres, and the temperature has risen to around 20 degrees Celsius. From this point on, everything starts to change very rapidly. Pressure increases to 10 atmospheres, and temperature exceeds 200 degrees Celsius. As you continue your descent, the atmosphere becomes denser and denser, and you'll feel as if you're swimming in a fluid, not falling through air. That's because the surrounding matter has reached a state called the supercritical phase. A strange condition where the pressure exceeds the critical pressure, so the substance can't be just gas and wants to be liquid, but the temperature exceeds the critical temperature, so it can't be liquid and wants to be gas. So it becomes something in between, neither gas nor liquid. As you go deeper into this bizarre matter, pressure and temperature rise dramatically. The darkness begins to fade, replaced by a blinding glow from the surrounding atmosphere due to intense heat. You'll activate your light shield to be able to see. You are now diving into a massive ocean of metallic hydrogen, the substance responsible for Jupiter's powerful magnetic field. At this stage, you'll have descended more than 500,000 kilometers into Jupiter, where the pressure reaches over 2 million Earth atmospheres, and temperatures exceed 10,000 degrees Celsius, almost twice the temperature of the Sun's surface. You'll continue to dive for a very long time through this material until, at last, you reach the core of the planet, whose mass is 10 times that of Earth. It exists under pressure of 25 million Earth atmospheres and temperatures over 30,000 degrees Celsius. Finally, you'll stand on a solid surface made of exotic rock and ice. And in that moment, after everything you've been through, you'll realize that the best place to view Jupiter is from outside the planet, or perhaps from the surface of one of its moons, like Europa, which scientists believe may contain vast oceans of water beneath its icy crust, possibly harboring alien life. Of course, all of this is based on scientific estimations of what might exist inside Jupiter, since the only probe to enter Jupiter's atmosphere was unable to descend more than 370 kilometers before it was destroyed by the immense pressure and powerful winds. That probe was Galileo, which launched from Earth in 1989, reached Jupiter in 1995, and spent 8 years studying the planet and its moons, until it entered Jupiter's atmosphere in 2003 and was destroyed inside it. It was named Galileo after the astronomer Galileo Galilei, the first person to discover Jupiter's 4 largest moons. And so the true nature of Jupiter's interior remains unknown, and the planet will continue to be a mysterious world, holding countless secrets beneath its massive atmosphere.